What's up, peeps? I'm back. I didn't plan on doing a video or another one, but just something came to mind. I was like, fuck it, I'll talk about it. I did a video about a year ago called The Problem with Modern Female Characters. Just like the one I did yesterday, I figured there's a little bit more to add, so I figured I'm just going to do this one again. Or continue on with this conversation. I think, in my opinion, there's so many great female characters, but for whatever reason, actually, I know why. It's this weird agenda. Like, today, current feminists, you can't have females just, be sexy. Like, that's the number one thing I've noticed. In the MCU, how many of their women now are, like, dressed down? I've, like, fucking, like, everyone, like, they just dress and make them all frumpy. You can't have it looking. That's why I'm like, if they ever bring in, Rogue, it's like, nope. Because they have to, this weird male gaze bullshit, which is such a stupid concept anyway, but for whatever reason, I don't know if they think because you're hot, it's quote unquote male gaze, you still can't be a strong female character to be hot. It's almost like disrespectful. So you're saying you can't be hot and still be a badass? I mean, fuck. Like, then none of the female characters I like then would even be good characters. If we're going by that fucking metric. Like, I mean, any of the chicks in Mortal Kombat, I know this is more gaming, but yeah, any of the women in Mortal Kombat or Candy from Street Fighter. But, like, if you're going for movies, what about fucking Kill Bill? I thought Uma Thurman was hot as fuck. Does she not count? Because, she's hot. And let's be honest, a lot of these women, like, these characters specifically, they use their looks for, like, to get what they want in a sense to achieve the mission. But I guess you can't do that now. You have to make them, like, you gotta, like, give them these dumbass, like, I call them SJW haircuts, but, like, like the side bob or the shaved head. It's just, we gotta always do that shit now. Because we gotta make sure to not hit the male gate. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid concept. But another problem, and it's one we've already, everyone's talked about, the whole Mary Sue thing. You can't have female characters fail anymore. You can't have them make mistakes because we gotta show her quote unquote being capable. But to me, that doesn't do that. That's how you get characters like fucking Rey, who are fucking boring, who will never truly stand the test of time because she was just inherently good at everything. So what's the point? The same with Captain Marvel. That's why a lot of these characters don't work. Characters like Sarah Connor and Ripley, you wanna know why? They made fucking mistakes. But then you have weirdos who try to argue, but you're fine when it's like Batman or something like Batman has made mistakes. I'm like, literally never actually watched any of these stories. If you think Batman or like Superman or or the male, the popular male heroes haven't made mistakes. I mean, and not just superheroes, just male characters in general. A lot of it's sad because, we had so many great female characters, but it just seems like now to push not just to push an agenda, it's just the same thing, like how I mentioned where, with black people, we gotta do race. So with women, it's the gender. You gotta always have them have a fucking chip on their shoulder about their gender. And it's stupid. You don't have to do, like, for example, Birds of Prey, or Birds of Shit as I call it. They had Montoya, who in the comics and in the animated series, is like Jim Gordon's number 2. But no, in the movie, we had to have her have like some bullshit chip on her shoulder because like the men take credit for her work. I'm like, that wouldn't fucking happen. She's literally Jim Gordon's number 2. But no, because you can't just have a female character have other struggles. It's always gender. And it's the same thing. It's tired. Like, because we used to just be able to write these characters as people. But when you just do that's how you get, like, Rey and Captain Marvel, like, probably the 2 biggest examples. But, like in Halo, you got the chick in that. You got just a lot of these female characters in a lot of these big properties now. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They can't be entertaining. They gotta always be condescending. I think it's because these weirdos think that's how men or fake masculine. That's what they think masculinity is. I'm just gonna say it. They think masculinity is being honest, basically just being a jackass and an asshole. No, that is not it. That's all fake masculinity, but they bought into that, so they think we gotta make every female character that. Another thing I've noticed, we're not allowed to have variety with female characters anymore. We're not allowed to have variety with female characters because we gotta always make them. They all can fight, and because I think they seem to think that the only kind of strength is actual strength. When Barbara Gordon, yeah, she can fight, but I'm gonna be honest. I've always said not always said, but I'm gonna be honest. My favorite version of Barbara was when she was Oracle, because she had to use her brain and her smarts. You could. What's wrong with that? Like a woman. That's why, like, also, like, if you have a female character who can fight, but let's have her use her smarts to outsmart a maneuver situation. Nope, you can't do that because we gotta show her being just as strong as the man. So we're just gonna have her throw around men. And the thing is, if you're gonna do that, get believable women like Gina Carano, but there's others, women who train. There's female MMA fighters out there who maybe if they try to up their acting chops, use them. I think that's the problem. It's just that's the other thing. They don't go for believable looking women. They go for these super skinny chicks. And then I'm supposed to be like, oh, they can take down big men. And then the argument from weirdos who try to defend this shit is like, oh, it's fantasy. You can accept like superheroes and stuff. But you can't accept women beating up men. It's like, no. The thing is, you gotta have some believability. Or like the other thing. Why can't it just be okay? Why can't you have a woman who's just good with a gun going? Because at the end of the day, gun's an ultimate equalizer. It doesn't matter. But I guess they feel like you can't just go around shooting people. We can't have that. So we have to always have them. But if you're gonna do that, get believable looking women. But just going back to the whole variety thing, there's a lack of variety. You can't have different types of characters. Like, okay, you can have one female character who maybe is more on the physical, like is good at fire. But why not have a female character who's the tech, who's good at just the smarts? No, you can't do that because I guess that's not seen as a valuable trait anymore. It's so sad because I always go back to we had good characters. I said this yesterday. When you see examples of it being done well, but I've been a little bit recently. I've been rewatching X-Files. You have Scully. I was gonna say Mulder by accident. You have Scully, Dana Scully. She's not. There's episodes, yeah, she does pull out her gun and might fight, but largely, she's mostly known for her smarts. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can have, like, a Dana Scully, but then you can also have your Xenas or your Wonder Womans or, your Sarah Connors to an extent, like, who are fighters and are more hands-on with weaponry. I'm not saying you can't have that. But you used to be able to have variety, man. It just seems like now you can't have that. They gotta all be super strong. No, they can't be hot. We gotta take away the male gaze. It's so sad. Because I think, you're doing, in my opinion, women a disservice. Because a lot of women don't like this shit. They want well-written characters too, and it just seems like, no, we're not gonna give you that. We're gonna just give you these. It's the same, I didn't say this yesterday, but it's the same thing for black. I want good, well-written black characters. Nope. We're going to just give you these identity characters. And when you do that, they don't last long. Rey's never going to stand the test of time compared to even, like, EU characters like Mara Jade or Jaina Solo. Those characters are going to stand the test of time. Or Princess Leia and Padme, to an extent. Like, those are going to be female characters. Those are just within Star Wars. But, like, there's other stuff I can name. Those, characters are going to stand the test of time. I mean, the obvious ones, Ripley and Sarah Connor, which are two of my favorite female characters, like, just ever, in anything. But even you got Laura Croft, you got, like, all, why? The other thing, the matching thread, and even a lot of the final girls in horror movies. The matching thread with a lot of them is they're fucking written well, and the gender wasn't the number one thing. And it just, I don't know. I want to get back to a point where we just had competently written female characters. It just seems like now we got to do this feminist bullshit, and all it does is it's just a disservice, not just to women, but just to people who love good characters in general. Because now you're just stuck with these bullshit characters that are just good at everything. We got to make them assholes and not have good traits, as people, and then we can't even make them look attractive because, boobs bad, attractiveness bad, femininity bad. It's just, I don't know, man. But I just wanted to get that off my chest, so. But like I mentioned earlier, next video will be Tremors 2, but I'll talk about that more tomorrow. But I'm going to take my final hit and peace out. That is usual. Fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck LeBron. Fuck Seth Rogen. Fuck Kevin Smith. And fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.